DJ.
I'm going to hell.
What is going on, you guys? It's Extreme here, and I am back with another episode of Road to Max Prestige, a series I do every single day at 8 a.m. Pacific time. And as of this very recording, it is currently 10:59 p.m. on November 21st, 2014. On this day, at about 4 a.m.-ish, maybe a little earlier than that, at 92 years of age, my papa, my grandfather, passed away. My grandfather was a World War II Army veteran. I mentioned that the other day. What I didn't mention was that my grandfather was partially responsible for building up the city of Los Angeles. And I'm not saying he was in politics. No. I mean, he actually physically helped build the city. As in, my grandfather worked in construction. And he helped build up the city, you know? I mean, I don't know how else to put it. He actually did that. And I have never really spoken about my grandpa. Never have. And it wasn't that I was ashamed of him. Oh, God, no. The exact opposite. I'm proud to say that man was my grandfather, was my papa. That's what I call him as a kid. He loved it. Even as I'm 32 years old. All right? Last year, for his birthday, me, my brothers, kids, we all went up to see him for his birthday. And I remember he said something to me, and I'll tell you guys what he told me later. But he said, "You remember when you used to call me Papa?" And I'm all, "Well, yeah, because you're my Papa." And the smile that came across his face, just, you know, I love seeing my grandpa smile, man. I love that smile. The man intimidated the holy fuck out of me, okay? And that's not an exaggeration. That's not a joke. My grandfather, 92 years old, okay, when he passed. But the man intimidated me because I don't know why, but I always felt like I needed his approval in some way. Like I wanted to prove that I wasn't a failure. And he never made me feel like that. I did disappoint him with one thing. Even though he pretended to never know, I knew he knew. The one thing I disappointed him, well, two, that I disappointed him about was I didn't get my high school diploma and I smoked. Those two things were the only things that I ever did that disappointed him. But he eventually, you know, let me know that he was disappointed, but it wasn't like ashamed type. Like I never should have felt ashamed for it because he was proud of me in other ways. The fact that I hated to drink, that I still hate to drink, he was thrilled because in this day and age, oh God, yeah. He was proud of me for never smoking weed or doing any kind of drugs. He was proud of the fact that growing up I took care of my mom and my brothers. He was proud of the fact that I made a lot of sacrifices and I was still making sacrifices to help my family. And some people would say, "Oh, you didn't make any sacrifices." Trust me. They may not have been the type of sacrifices people would expect, but they were and still are sacrifices I make to take care of my family. you know. So he was proud of me for that. And I know this because he told me that. But deep down, I always felt like I may have failed him, my mom, my dad. My dad goes out of his way to let me know that he's proud of me. My aunt, prior to her passing, she let me know she was proud of me. I've had many relatives, friends, family tell me that they're proud of me, but the one person besides my mom that I absolutely always wanted that level of like, I'm proud of you, like I wanted to hear that, was my grandpa. You know, and I had heard it. And then he pulled me close and he said, Mijo, I need you to look after your aunties and your cousins and your brothers and the babies. Can you do that? This was last January, by the way. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, Pep-Pop, I got it. I got it. What's going on? He goes, no, nothing. Just you take care of your cousins, your aunties. Be there for them, help them however you can. When I went and spent some time with my aunt last summer, prior to all the crap that happened in January, I told her about it. And the look on her face was terror. Thought of losing her dad, man. I mean, I know that feeling. I've been there. And, well, technically, I'd been there. So, I told her what he said to me. And she just smiled and said, that's Grandpa. You know, he has a lot of faith in you. And she started telling me stuff that I didn't know. How my grandpa always talked about me. He always told my aunt how proud he was of me, even though I never talked to him. He always wondered why, you know. And my grandpa's memory was not that great. And I know for a fact that my mom had told him at one point that, you know, Eddie's terrified of you. You scare him. It is true. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't like he was physically imposing. I don't know if I said that, but, you know, my grandpa, as I got older, you know, he was a smaller man, you know, he was an old man. But I have to share this story, because this is a good story. When I was a kid, my grandfather, he had a little garden. And in the garden, he grew tomatoes and other stuff. I know he grew tomatoes. Well, one thing my grandpa loved to do is he loved to make chili. And let me clarify chili. I'm not talking the chili, you know, you put over rice or hot dogs. No, not that kind of chili. Or that you eat just out of a bowl. No, I'm talking about the type of chili you put on as a condiment, you know, salsa. Okay, called it chili. Well, I had decided as a kid, I was about 4 or 5 years old. No, had to be at least had to be 4. And he had this little jar of candies. Well, guess who got the jar of candies? And I took that jar and I went into his garden and I had some of the candies. Now, my grandpa didn't mind that I had some of the candies. No, that didn't bug him. What bugged him was that I stole them and then tried to hide it. So as punishment, my grandfather went into his kitchen and he grabbed one of his jars of chili. Oh God. He opened the jar and he said, Mio, come here. I'm like, yes, Papa. He dipped his pinky in the jar. And he said, tell me what you think of this. This tastes good? My grandfather put habanero peppers in his chili. 4 years old. I learned my lesson. Never, ever lie to Grandpa ever again. And I stand by that to this day. I never lied to that man again. If I had to hide something, I just shut the fuck up and yeah. But I never lied to him again. However, oddly enough, I would come to love his chile. And when he stopped making it, man, that was a sad day. But nothing compares to what today was. I love you, Pop. I love you, Papa. And I hope you're in good company. I know you are. And I will see you again someday. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back tomorrow with another one. Till next time. Adios. I was expecting, I was expecting the same in return. And I didn't get it. I got shit on because they may not have been on the same page as I was. Maybe they thought they were, but obviously they weren't. Oh well. I'm kind of glad things worked out the way they did, except for the fact that, finding out that your friend slept with one of your girlfriends, or that somebody you thought you could trust took advantage of a situation. That happened to me a lot. Okay? So it got real difficult for me, and I got jaded when it came to love, to the point where